Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Alrighty
then.
All right.
It's
Okay.
like Ace
Nice
Ventura,
job. You killed it.
Is that what you're doing? Alrighty then.
No, because then I would say
there.
alrighty then if I was doing an Ace Ventura.
Do not go in there. You know. He's like.
Are you on an Ace Ventura kick?
No,
right now?
no. I just thought about it when you said alright.
Transphobic movie.
Is it? I didn't know. I don't
Do you not remember the main twist?
No.
Is that the secret the villain is a trans person?
Didn't know. That's
It was a football player.
It was a different time, you know.
A goal or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then went into hiding as a woman. And Ace Ventura had sex with her. And then there's a whole sequence in which he's like scrubbing himself clean.
Oh,
when he realizes.
no. Well,
yeah.
Well, you know, it was a different time, they say.
It was a different time. It was a different time. Would Jim Carrey make that joke now? Who's to say?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't know. I know he's an anti-vaxxer,
he's
isn't he?
hiding paintings. He is on his, like, becoming a Lovecraftian protagonist kick, I think, where he's going to make a painting and it's going to, like, drive him crazy. And then people that are going to see that painting are going to be driven crazy, too. Yeah, I feel like that's what's going to happen to Jim Carrey eventually.
No, I think he'll keep painting because he's probably got enough money until he dies.
Yeah. I think at one point, wasn't he like at one point the best paid actor for like the Cable Guy or something? I think he got like paid the biggest amount for like a single role because he didn't want to do the movie, I think. So they just said, we'll give you anything.
Yeah.
Probably now it's probably like Robert Downey Jr. for the fucking Doctor Doom thing.
I'm not a Jim Carrey historian or a Jim Storian, as
Did
they
you not
call him.
watch what was it called? The Moon Man? What was it called? That documentary about that? He was in character for the
biopic.
Yeah, the biopic. I don't remember.
Of Andy Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it's called. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I also didn't see Kick-Ass 2. Or Sonic 2. You know what's interesting is a lot of people are like, oh man, the last good Jim Carrey film was Yes Man. And it's like, no, that movie sucks, bro.
I like, that's the thing. I don't remember any Jim Carrey movies at this point.
You don't remember any Jim Carrey films?
Yeah, the only thing I remember is Mask, because I think I've watched that the most recently. I think
Mask was kind of chill.
Mask was chill, but
Mask was pretty cool.
You know,
I never saw The Cable Guy.
The Cable Guy,
but I did see Ace Ventura. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is a good movie.
Yeah, I was thinking of watching that actually because I seen the thing. But yeah,
have you never seen it?
I have never seen it. Yeah, and it's supposed to be a very sad film. But you know,
it's a good film. Let me look. I'm going to Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, Dumb and Dumber, Truman Show, The Grinch, Bruce Almighty.
Yeah,
I think Bruce Almighty was probably the last good Jim Carrey film. Yes Man kind of sucked.
Yeah,
sucks ass.
Yeah, it's
Liar Liar. Remember Liar Liar?
They couldn't hear.
His kid makes a wish that he can't lie.
Yeah,
and then he's a lawyer.
Oh,
a lawyer who can't lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God,
how can you do that? But it's like, yeah, that would be rough. What if that kid inadvertently like ruins his life because he then, you know, his father loses a job. He drives the family into poverty by doing so, you know?
Yeah.
Would that be a good lesson, you know, of like, you have to lie sometimes, you know, to you know.
Sometimes you gotta lie.
You gotta lie, because if you have an entire job based on mostly just kind of obfuscation of the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to drive yourself into poverty, and nobody wants that, right?
True.
He's gonna land in a foster home, you know. You don't want to end up there. You don't, especially in America. But yeah, what did you find out about Jim Carrey? Can you look at the Jim Carrey trivia section on IMDb?
I'm looking at Danny Wallace now, the guy who wrote the original Yes Man book.
Yeah.
That I think I read 2/3 to 3/4 of.
Yeah, and why did you stop?
When I was in secondary school. Mostly because my attention span was not very good when I was in school. Because I was a young man.
A young man.
And I wanted to play video games and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't know, it's just a book about how he's like, I'm gonna say yes to everything from now on.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes about and he's saying yes to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he's like, now I realize sometimes gotta say no.
Yeah. He hooks up on like heroin and stuff like that,
I think the book opens, the one bit I remember most of all is the book opens with him being like, talking about like, oh, I'm in front of a hotel and the rain's pouring down on me and I've got a gun in my hand and I've been sent here to kill somebody. This isn't what happened, but it could have been what happened.
Yeah.
I think his thing was he would write a lot of books where it's kind of mundane, but he writes it in a way that it's like really insightful and entertaining and funny and quirky.
Deconstruction of like modernity, I guess. Yeah, or something like that, I guess. But
I don't know what he does now.
Mm-hmm. Probably dead.
Do you remember that game Thomas Was Alone?
Wasn't it like the cube or whatever that jumps? The little shape that
he was the narrator for that game.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
He's half Swiss. I'm just looking at his Wikipedia right now.
You're just reading his Wikipedia now?
Politically, Wallace is a supporter of the UK Labour Party under Keir Starmer.
Oh, well,
He got an honorary degree from university.
Honorary?
I have no respect for this man. Anyway, he wrote the book Yes Man, which became the film Yes Man that I think I've seen many people say, oh, that's the last good Jim Carrey film, but it actually kind of sucks.
And then there's the character Yes Man from Fallout New Vegas. That's got his own ending. The ending that you get when you ruin every other ending. You just get just do this one. Any ending. Here you go. This is an ending if you just ruin your reputation with everybody.
What's interesting is that I'm noticing the film Yes Man was nominated for a Kids' Choice Award. In that movie, Jim Carrey gets a blowjob from like an old lady.
Well,
that's not good for kids.
Good message for the kids.
Performing fellatio.
Well, if it's off screen, then is it like the sort of implied blowjob? Because if it is, then you can put it.
You don't literally see a lady suck off Jim Carrey.
I'm just talking about it's like Dan Aykroyd getting sucked off by the ghost in both Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but old Ghostbusters, it shouldn't have been a kids' film.
Is it what rating does Ghostbusters have?
I'm pretty sure Ghostbusters is like 12 or something, but I think it's one of those ones where it was rated 12 in like the 80s. So they were like, yeah, I guess a kid can watch this.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But is a parent with them? Well, it's up to them, I guess. But then if you look at it by today's standards, it's like,
parental
no, that shit shouldn't be.
guidance.
It's a PG?
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd's getting a ghost blowjob, it's a PG?
PG, yeah.
Don't they say, like, shit and fucking stuff in their film?
It was a
and bastard?
different time.
That's what I'm saying, it's a different
This is
time.
the theme of this episode. It was a different
Also, I have been over
time.
this, but I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but the only reason Ghostbusters is like a Star Wars style thing is because kids watched it in the 80s. It has no right to be held to that degree,
What do you mean, like, as in, like, so nostalgic, like, power, like, in terms of nostalgia?
No, because that's nostalgia's a big part
saga?
of it. Nostalgia for merchandising is the reason why.
I think Slimer is a big part of it.
Slimer's barely in the movie.
No.
That's exactly what I'm saying, man.
I know, but the thing is
This
that,
movie
like,
I'm not a big Ghostbuster. I don't really like the Ghostbusters.
I've been
It's like a
watching-
good movie, but I don't enjoy it.
I've been
personally.
watching a lot of, like, the garbage kind of like,
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, specifically. No, it's just the garbage movies, and the thing is that, like, there's been a lot of movies that were like back in the day. Like I've watched Dark Moon Rising or whatever, with The Fugitive, was it Tommy Lee Jones, and it is like it's like a heist film, but they just put in a cool car in it, and there's just the car is like
That's how it
movie
got made.
is
Is because the people that made the car were like, we want something that we can show this car.
It's a
off
fake car though. It's a fake.
It will
cool
give
car.
you money.
It's a fake cool car. It doesn't have
it's
a
a
brand
fake cool
attached.
car?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I thought you meant it was
Black
like
Moon
a
Rising.
cool...
No, it's literally just like a bunch of scientists make this like prototype car, and it's barely in the movie. And then the movie is named after it, so it's like used to sell the movie to you too.
Well,
so it's like Slimer,
they were probably
you know?
hoping they could get like a Knight Rider style TV show.
Yeah,
after
probably
the fact
maybe with
about
Tommy
this
Lee
car.
Jones. It's like and Tommy Lee Jones looks so old. I think it's the
He's
80s,
always
and
looked
he's just
old, though.
old, always old.
He's always looked old.
Yeah, perpetually old, an old face.
He's one of those guys where he has an old man energy about him. So you think back to him in earlier movies. You think back to him in like Men in Black, where he was like middle aged, but you think about him and he's like old.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you actually watch it and you're like, damn, I'm closer to him than anything else.
And I don't look like
nearly
like
there.
I'm 70 constantly.
There are some people that just like Paul Giamatti isn't that old, but he has that kind of look of like, that's an old man.
Yeah.
Just has that vibe. Larry David has looked like an old man, I think, for 50 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. He just has the persona. But yeah. I'm gonna
But not even just like the personality of
I know.
cranky
It
and
just
stuff.
looks.
You get
you would
there's it's the aura, you know? You can see the energy of age around him.
The wisdom.
Not even necessarily wisdom.
I know.
Just pure like age.
Mm-hmm. He's just
You know?
your lizard brain is telling you this is an older person for some reason. But yeah, it's like you get these movies that. What other movies are like that where it's like a one thing is sold as part of like, you know what I mean? Like the one aspect of the movie kind of becomes it, you know, a little bit.
It becomes the movie.
Yeah, so it's like you got Slimer.
I think The Road.
The Road.
No point to that. They just wanted to make a movie about a road.
Yeah.
The road became like a big focus in The Road, and it's like these characters are so flat and lifeless.
Mm-hmm. And they eat each other, and there's cannibalism and stuff. It's like,
See,
get
this is
over
what I'm
yourself.
talking about. I don't even remember that because they just focused so much time on the road and The Road. It was boring.
Buy the road bucket, and it's a I don't know. It looks like a road cone or something like that, upside down, that they put popcorn in.
Oh, like a popcorn bucket.
Yeah, like a popcorn bucket, you know, Slimer bucket, and it's you put your hand inside of his ass or something like that. That's where you put your popcorn.
The popcorn buckets are getting popular.
Yeah,
Which is
like
interesting because I think I don't know if it was going on. The first one I saw this year was the Dune one.
yeah.
That it was like, oh, they're going a bit wacky with the popcorn buckets, but now it's getting to the point where it's like, you don't need to be doing all this.
It's the only thing that gets people into theaters nowadays, you know? The only
If it's
thing.
just like a funny thing to put on top of a bucket, that's one thing. But when you're like making a whole head, like a xenomorph head
Yeah.
to put popcorn in, it's like, I don't... Could you imagine washing that? That's going to be a pain in the ass to wash. Especially because they sell them in America, and in America they put fucking butter on
Yeah, they
popcorn.
put like the fake, like powdered
Disgusting.
butter on it,
The
yeah.
fucking awful grease
Yeah, exactly.
that just gets all over the inside of this like xenomorph shaped.
Well, you
thing.
gotta put get your hands dirty, you know. You gotta wash it out, or wash it out.
And then those hilarious writers over at Deadpool and Wolverine were like, oh, everybody wants to fuck the Dune popcorn bucket. That's the joke. Well, look at our one. It's like a Wolverine Deadpool, but they have big lips for your cock. I mean your hand. Fuck you, man.
That'd be funny if
I'm bad mood Ben.
yeah,
today, I
Bad
think.
Mood Ben. Hello everybody. This
I'm
is
Bad
Dead
Mood Ben.
Ensigns, the #1 bad mood podcast right now.
No,
Ben
good
isn't-
mood,
oh,
fun.
great.
Watch, listen, continue listening. Good mood, fun. Good mood, fun. Ha, ha, la, la,
I
la.
am Max, and this is Ben. I'm the good.
I'm bad mood man.
I have
This
to
is good mood Max.
put more energy, good energy out to fight Ben's bad energy. You know, bad Ben energy. You know,
I'm trying to smother people with my bad mood.
you're the like bad force in all the fantasy films where it's like we need to fight the miasma or whatever, or like something like they call it, like the darkness or something like that, you know, like dark crystal or something like that, where it's just evil. It's nothing like, it's not an actual thing, it's just evil that they're fighting. And that's what Ben is right now. So what I need to do is I need to go on a adventure to defeat him.
I'm like Mr. Melancholy from
True.
I saw the
Exactly.
TV glow
Yeah.
with my Luna juice.
Yeah, he's oozing Luna juice out of all his orifices right now. But yeah.
I'm here to make sure you never transition.
Well,
I
like,
am Mr. Melancholy
very-
on Bad Mood Ben.
I feel like Mr. Melancholy feels like a very specific villain for like a very specific audience in terms of like people that don't kind of pick up on it, go just like, oh yeah, he's just kind of like an evil guy, you know?
Yeah, probably one of the lowest tier, worst villains in media. Probably Mr. Melancholy.
Yeah.
Never really defined. You only get like one. You get to see him twice. One where he looks stupid and one where he looks kind of scary.
Yeah, and also he looks like Mac the Knight from the McDonald's commercials. So he's a
He does
racist,
look like Mac tonight. Yeah,
you know.
he's been co-opted.
He's co-opted.
He's been co-opted by the alt-right, far-right
Yeah,
hooligans.
it's a shame because he's such
Loonies.
a cool loonies. Yeah, from
I think here's the thing. Here's the secret. Any Mac tonight is not a cool design specifically. Anything that is like a guy in a suit with like a weird head is a good design.
But
That's the secret.
okay, so just
Like Mac
any
tonight
in
is just
general?
a big moon head on a suit,
Okay,
and he's got sunglasses.
yeah,
If you can literally just change the moon out for anything, and it will also look cool. Because
True.
a suit looks cool.
yeah, that's true.
A guy in a nice trim suit
But he's got,
looks
like,
cool,
shades
but
on
he's
and
also like a
stuff.
weird creature. Yeah, exactly. But you just change out whatever the head is, and it's fine. You're done.
Yeah, and then there's a Dayman.
It's like in the comic Saga, you know. People like humanoids that just have like a different head at the end of the day.
Yeah, true.
You think about the comic Saga, where one of the prominent races is like a cyber, like these weird android cyborg people. They're just guys, but they have like monitors for heads, very like a
Yeah,
TV
like-
screen or a computer monitor or a whatever.
And as we know,
Skibidi
Skibidi
toilet
cameraman,
cameraman,
cameraman, you
and
know,
speaker people
and up it.
projector
That's why people don't. That's why there's toilets and Skibidi toilets. You would consider them evil because they're the opposite. They're the human head with a body that doesn't. It's just like not a
Exactly.
suit, you know. So they're called
This is why stuff like Oppenheimer flops, because it's just got regular people. in suits.
regular.
If Oppenheimer, if Robert Downey Jr.'s character in Oppenheimer had like, I don't know, if he had like a big cheese grater for a head,
that's true.
wearing a suit,
Yeah.
people would be like, this movie rips.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recommend it to all of my friends at the gym. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna say, hey, Keithan, this new movie is awesome.
Yeah.
It's called Oppenheimer. It's about this beast dude who invented a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
And he dropped it on another country.
Would Oppenheimer
It's
have like a
awesome.
cheese for a head? Is it because he's grading the Robert Downey Jr. characters is like grinding him down in like a symbolical way or something like that?
No, he'd probably have like a beaker or a test tube or some shit because he's a scientist.
So all the scientists have like lab equipment as for
Yeah,
their heads.
your
Okay.
head kind of dictates your job a little bit.
And all the women just have normal
Except for-
heads, no, just human
Except
heads.
for Robert Downey Jr. Or the only woman with a normal head is Florence Pugh.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, true.
Every other woman has like a weird head.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you need to pick up on her like that. That's the actor. That's the
She's
actress.
special,
Yeah.
like Anomalisa.
Mm-hmm.
She's different,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why Oppenheimer was so enthralled by her.
enamored,
Yeah.
and yet he could never be with her.
Mm-hmm. He couldn't.
He could never be with her
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
because he didn't really believe in anything, and she did.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. And also, I
can't
feel
remember.
like she was
It's been like a year since Oppenheimer.
She was that KGB agent, and she was a spy, I think, right?
Eh?
Wasn't she a
I thought she
spy?
was just a communist. No, she was a communist,
like
which
selling.
meant that
Wasn't she selling information to the Russians?
I don't fucking know, man.
If you're leaking,
Movie's like
if you're
3.5 hours long. Give me a break.
if you're
It's already a
leaking
year ago.
information to a foreign government, I'm pretty sure you're at least.
I'm not saying she wasn't. I just don't remember that plot detail.
I
All right, I'm not saying no, that didn't
Unless,
happen.
you
I'm
know,
saying
maybe,
all right.
Maybe they killed her or staged the suicide of her
Maybe.
just for the
The issue is you have to remember in that era though, in America, anybody who was a communist who believed that stuff was, as far as the government was concerned, a spy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they were just like,
And I agree with them.
yeah, this person can probably just be killed at
Mm-hmm.
any point, and it's fine.
Yeah, it's
Don't
like
worry
because
about
that's
They're
the
causing dissension.
what the cool thing in general back in the day. It was you could just disappear and people would just go like, oh yeah, you're gone. Like can't really find
they went
anything
away.
about you.
We don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's like
Kind of miss that era in a way.
yeah, exactly. Because at the same time, you could easily abandon your life and go start a new life somewhere else. But at the same time, someone could kill you and you would disappear from existence from that point on, basically.
Yeah, and people would just be like, well, I guess they went on to somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
So only explanation that I want to have in my head.
Yeah.
I'd rather not think about the
Yeah,
alternative.
exactly. And the police is
upsetting.
like, yeah, I guess we could look for them, but a lot.
Well,
Yeah, but
who cares?
how are we gonna find them in the desert where they were probably buried? You know, if there's no witnesses of it.
Yeah. If only there was something on people's hands that we could like look at and then be like, oh, this matches a specific person,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe find those on a crime scene, and then know that there's specific people were at a crime scene,
Yeah.
and then find them, and then try and find out where they were and what they were doing at that
Yeah.
time. But no such strange thing.
Yeah,
exists
especially
on
when
a
they
human
cut
body.
their hands off and they threw them in the river 20 miles away.
How are you gonna cut both hands off and then throw them?
What?
How are you gonna cut both of your hands off
What do you
and
mean?
then
Like,
throw them away
you're
in the
not.
river?
I'm telling you, someone murdering you, not suicide.
No, I'm saying the killer is the one.
Okay.
I'm saying they could find the killer.
Yeah,
with
because they had no databases. Databases didn't
yeah,
exist.
I know.
They
That's
have.
what the
they
joke
had,
was.
They had archival like. They had to physically go see like look for archival like records and stuff like that. So that was like an insane job to do. They need a lot of the times they need a name to actually even start looking for fingerprints.
That was the joke. That was the joke.
Yeah?
man.
I don't know.
That was what I was going for, bro. I'm bad mood Ben.
Yeah,
today, man.
it seems like it because
I'm not that bad mood. I went to the store. I went to Lidl.
Yeah, I
I had to walk across
it's a
town.
good store to
and
go
back.
to. Did you go through
Yeah,
the
but I
middle
had
aisles
big
and find
carrying bags.
and look at any? Did you go through like the middle aisles that have all the like garbage there? Basically, you can buy like tools.
Yeah.
And what you?
No, there wasn't actually any stuff like that in this movie.
okay.
It was all just food and
All right.
toiletries and stuff.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, no, they didn't have any crazy like discount outlet stuff that they just have
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't have anything like that.
that's good. That's good. Did you get anything to make?
But I do
food?
kind of miss those. I do kind of miss those aisles.
Mm-hmm. It's
They were
they're
good.
traps. They're traps out by little for you to go like, oh yeah, maybe I do need a drill, you know, or maybe
I could
do
need a drill in the future.
I-
What if my 3 backup drills break when my main drill breaks?
Yeah, exactly. All have
it
different
would be
battery
good to have one more
platforms.
backup drill.
So I can't use any of the other batteries with other drills.
Exactly.
But yeah, you know, it's they're traps set up for you to like just. I need another set of screws or whatever, or like
I've never been
screwdrivers.
caught by any of those traps.
Oh,
I'm mentally strong.
you're not a DIYer, that's why. You never
No,
made
I'm
anything with your
mentally
hands.
strong. No, I
You-
do that shit. No, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I do that shit with my bare hands.
You don't have you don't do that. Well,
I screw stuff in with my fingers.
yeah, with your nail, you just take a nail and you
Mm-hmm.
screw it into a wooden board. That's
No,
good.
no. If it's a nail, I headbutt it.
Oh, of course, yeah. You just use nails for everything.
Yeah.
Everything for yeah. I like the idea of you. If there's a montage, you're like assembling this like structure or whatever, and it looks so awesome, you know, in the montage, and then it zooms out and it's like two boards stuck together. It's all crooked and it's
Yeah.
falling over, and it's like, well, at least you know, it looked cool while you were building it, you know. Well, that's good.
In my mind, it looked awesome.
Yeah. But you're a hand tool guy, is that what you're saying? You use hand tools. You don't use any sort of
I don't use any tools.
power assistant
I
tool?
just use my hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're a hand tool
I
guy.
don't. What is a hand? What do you mean a hand tool?
Yeah,
guy?
because your hands are tools at that point. you
Yeah.
know?
Okay. Yeah. In that case, yeah. I thought you meant guys who have like crank operated things,
Well,
which
man.
I don't even use. That.
Yeah, yeah.
I use my hands.
You use your hands when you're.
I've practiced. I've trained the muscles in my forefinger and thumb
Mm-hmm.
so that when I have to screw something in, I literally just kind of like pinch the head of it
Yeah.
and flick my fingers, and it just
Yeah.
right in.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's awesome.
I've heard that you were doing that, and I also heard that you're also performing surgery with just your hands. I've heard that you've been doing surgery and stuff like that too.
I don't know who
With
told you
just
that. That's not
I
true.
don't know. I just heard like maybe it was a rumor. You know how like
I think it
people
sounds
just
like it's a rumor.
becomes rumors. Sometimes as you become.
Like, how would I even do that? Would I like karate chop their torso?
Yeah,
open?
exactly. You karate chop their like rib cage, break it apart, rip out their heart, put a new heart in, take the
Now that you're saying it, I'm starting to think it's something I could do if I wanted to apply
Yeah.
myself to it.
But I thought, if you can work with, what's the difference between, wood and bone and suey and muscle and veins, honestly, Some people
One is
call,
softer.
some people call surgeons carpenters, because they're just,
Not me. I call them heroes. I think the main thing is that if you have a wood board that you nail to something, it's fine. But if you have like a guy laying there that you're doing stuff on, then they're probably gonna be like, "Ow, ow, ow, my insides, ow."
but
Can you use a knife, please? And use a scalpel.
don't you use your power of your persuasion to tell them that they're not in pain or something, You can do that probably.
Yeah, I don't believe in anesthetics. So
Yeah,
that
you
is
you just
what I
tell
would
them
probably
they
do.
don't feel any pain, and that's how
Yeah.
your charisma is the only thing
I
that
would
they
probably
need.
be like, shut up, shut up, I'm trying to work it, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I need to focus. Shut up, and you're like breaking the leg
Yeah.
with your bare hands.
Here's the thing, I'll be honest, I don't think I could do surgery, but I think I could probably do amputation. I think if I needed to amputate, I could just like
Karate chop their
line up one good chop. Like I'm trying to chop through some
Yeah.
block device.
and your hand is
And
moving
just
so
swift.
Yeah, your hand is moving so fast it cauterizes the wound. On top of that, as you're chopping through.
Let's not be ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
I certainly would like to think I could do something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to blow smoke,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that you don't. So how do you
No,
then
no, I-
cauterize the wounds when you?
Well, what I do is I then take both my hands and rub them together really vigorously.
That's good.
And then lay that down on that, and that's what cauterizes.
You're like Superman, honestly.
I'm more like, I think, a guy with whom I share a birthday.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
The actor, not
Well.
the character.
You doxed yourself now.
No.
Don't know.
Censor the character I'm talking about, please.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's
No, they'll never know. They'll never know who I'm alluding to when I say rubbing my hands together vigorously and then applying it to a pained area.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but I'll just for safety, I will lower the pool of people that would be able to pick up on that reference, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That would be helpful. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'd appreciate that.
People don't watch those
Appreciate
movies
that.
anymore, anyway.
Yeah, they just watch the TV show with the Zoomers in it,
Yeah.
running
Exactly.
around, being like, "I'm gonna do some skibbity karate on you." Yeah. That's the shit they're watching.
Mm-hmm. Have you watched
Yeah.
anything this week? Got any reviews?
I rewatched Hundreds of Beavers.
Okay. That's
Still a
good.
funny movie.
Yeah.
Still a funny movie.
It is funny.
And I finished rewatching the Avatar: The Last Airbender with some friends.
Like the cartoon,
The cartoon for children.
Mm-hmm.
The
old
children's cartoon.
cartoon.
The cartoon for 6-year-olds, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
I mean, it's still a good show. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good kids cartoon. It's well written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what can I say about it. It's all right. It's funny. It's goofy.
Did you not watch
it's
the
good
live
action, you know?
remake?
No,
Why not?
because I think it looks like dog shit. I think the main thing, like, first of all, when they announced they were doing that, you get the initial, like, well, that's probably not going to be good, but the original creators are involved, so maybe they'll try and do something interesting with it. The next piece of news you hear is the original creators have left because Netflix shot down every single idea of what they wanted to do with it that would be slightly different.
Yeah. It's always interesting.
Netflix were literally just like complete hands out, completely honest. Just remake it. We don't want anything else. We literally just want the cartoon, but with real people.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? That like a lot of the times people will go like, "Oh, you made this thing. Could
Yep.
you work on something else?" And then they'll just go, "No, we actually don't want you here."
Yeah,
You
we
want-
don't. No, I think you misunderstood. When we asked you to work on something else, we meant, can you work on the same thing again?
yeah,
but a bit differently.
Can you like just lend the name that you were like present on set, you know, and let us do whatever we want, you know?
Because there's two modes of work, I think, in at least in TV. There's the slightly experimental, which is very rare, you know, stuff that is like, let's do something a bit different. Ooh, let's do a cartoon about like, let's do like a more like episodic cartoon about some kids trying to save the world in a very Eastern inspired show world and stuff. And then the other side of it is, which is much more common, is all the shows, all the executives afterwards saying, let's chase that.
Yeah.
Let's just do that we'll do a little bit differently and
We-
hope we get into the wave of
We've
it.
done the analysis,
some
like
cash.
analysis of risk assessment of this
Yeah.
investment, and we determined that we should do exactly the same thing again.
Yeah, the
'Cause when you-
least
if-
risky thing is to just bank on
Yeah.
the idea that somebody will be interested in this mildly similar show.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and then it
And if they're
doesn't.
not interested, then, well, at least we spent our money on something that was could have been interesting
Yeah,
to somebody.
yeah. It was, you know, when you put the same variables in the same equation, you know, you get the same answer. But then they're like, it's not the same equation anymore because the show already exists.
Yeah.
You know. But
Yeah.
you know, it's always interesting. It would be interesting to kind of be in those like producer rooms, you know, like the people that like not pitch this, but they're the people that like make the decision what's made into a movie and what's made into a show, and like see there is there actually any sort of like analysis happening there, you know, and not just is it just like vibes, you know, literal vibes, and they're just making it seem like they're like.
There's definitely analysis there because there's a whole group of people that need to justify their existence
Yeah.
in being paid. So there's definitely some level of research. It's just that, I don't know, I guess it doesn't really matter because as Skibbity Toilet shows, I think, is a perfect example that kids' media is a complete crapshoot.
Yeah, I guess.
You really have no idea what will get popular. It's completely impossible. You can do your market-tested, perfect, like, kids animated show that 5 children watch, but hey, guess what? They've all got iPads and they're all on YouTube Kids and they're all got autoplay going on Skibbity Toilet.
Yeah. The thing is that, like, it will be interesting, specifically with Skibidi Toilet, because they'll make it into a movie, let's say, right? They'll make it. And, like, what if, like...
They're working on it.
Yeah.
They're coming up with an idea at the moment.
Yeah. If they make it
With
into
Michael
something,
Bay.
you know? What if it doesn't pay off, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like, the people won't go see it, you know? Like, like... Because, like, that's the thing. A lot of the times it's, like, parents taking kids to cinema, you know? Because they want to, like, occupy them, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of kids that go, like, I want to see this cartoon or whatever. I want to see this movie.
No, there are.
Okay. All right.
There are. I think when a parent takes a child to the cinema to see a movie, they're taking them to see a movie that the kid wants to see.
Okay.
The parent doesn't choose the movie. The kid chooses the movie. The parent goes like, "Do you want to see this?" And then the kid is like, "No." Or they're like, "Yeah, I want to see Inside Out too," because they watch Inside Out like 500 times on Disney Plus. And then, hey, look, Inside Out 2, do you want to go see it? Yeah, go see it.
Yeah.
The parents aren't being like, which one will be the most engaging for me?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No, a lot,
So
from
yeah,
what
100%.
I see, a lot of the times...
Kids will probably be like, I want to see Skibidi Toilet. Yay, Skibidi Toilet. Although I don't think they will, because I think all the kids that are currently into Skibidi Toilet will age up too much by the time the movie comes out, and I won't be too interested in the idea of seeing Skibidi Toilet, but we'll see.
Yeah, that would be definitely will be interesting to see. But we'll do a review of Skibidi Toilet on Sipometer when that movie comes out.
The sipometer will tell you how many sips
What sort of
the
sip?
Skibidi Toilet film is. It's a sip. The
Sippity toilet.
Skibidometer.
Skibitometer. That's a good mark, I guess, for scale. Skibitometer. That's 2 skibidis of a toilet.
Skibdometer.
Skibdometer. But yeah, I've watched a bunch of movies.
What did you watch?
Honestly, nothing too much to kind of talk about.
Okay,
I watched Wolf Guy, which is like kind of Japanese, 80s. Just movie about a guy who's a werewolf, I guess. Or the thing is that he never turns fully into a werewolf.
Yeah,
he's just
he
a guy.
Becomes wolf-like.
He's just a guy, and he scratches people, and when he scratches them, they go like, oh, and they have a huge,
boner.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a huge boner and a huge scar on their face from being scratched, and
that's cool.
Yeah, and it's just like, it feels like that's the kind of downside of just picking a movie sometimes randomly and just watching it, is that it feels like maybe this was part of a trilogy of like a series of movies, because
the Wolfman trilogy.
Yeah, because it felt really like, it feels like, you should kind of know who this is already. It's like, okay, but I watched it anyway.
Don't bother watching Wolf Guy if you haven't already read the series.
The series, maybe it was based on the manga. Maybe, I don't know. I watched I was, what was it we were talking about? I was trying to get you guys to recommend me a movie. You didn't come up with anything. But then still, I was like, I watched Running Man. And then I was, and he was like, I watched Running Man. And you were like, that sucks. That movie is so bad. It's so shitty. And I was like, all right. And then I was like, all right, Schwarzenegger. So I watched Sixth Day. Have you ever watched Sixth Day?
I'd like to be clear. I didn't say The Running Man is shitty. I just think it is I think it's an entertaining movie, but I don't think it's a very good movie.
Yeah, that's basically what he said.
It was shitty.
Yeah, but that's why
I like it. I like the movie.
That was the vibe you were.
I don't think it's good.
That was the vibe you were playing.
That was the vibe.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say. It's the vibes that you're emitting.
Well, you watched a different Schwarzenegger film.
Yeah, I watched The Sixth Day, which is really 90s. I really love that aesthetic, and I think I'm gonna start looking like it's like
you've moved on from bad 80s schlock to bad 90s.
Yeah,
schlock.
Because like, you know, it's just something very endearing about like the internet and technology. Kind of, that's where it was like kind of becoming popular. And a lot of these movies that were like set a little bit in the future, you know, were like, how does this internet thing look in the future, you know? And it's like, you know, nowadays you look at a website and they all look the same, basically, because they're all trying to do UX, right? That's so people know how to use them. But back in the day, it was like, no. It was like menus all over the place, fucking icons that were like animated, you know, for some reason, you know, and I love this movie because it's capturing that aesthetic again, you know, where all the menus are like, it's all like clip art, you know, all over the place. Everything is like flashing colors, you know, and stuff like that, and all gigantic holograms of people, you know, and it's and in general, it's just like a pretty schlocky, you know, action film, which I think I needed after watching all the depressing stuff I watched last time.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of depressing stuff last week.
But you know, it's about cloning people. I guess that's what that movie is about, cloning people. What do you think, Ben? Would you clone yourself to save yourself? To like, would you?
I don't know.
Would you think that if you clone yourself, would you think that's like, oh, this is me continuing as a person, or would you say no, that's a different person? That's just. It's a different person that just looks like me. You know what I mean?
I think it's a different person after like 10 seconds.
Okay.
After 10 seconds, it's a different guy entirely.
Yeah. Well,
but I think they should be killed.
Okay.
They'd probably take
that's what this movie
you know,
is
one
about.
of those. They'd probably take one of those bolt guns they used to kill cattle, and then go for that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And you didn't get to cut them up and eat them, you know.
No, I don't think I'd eat him.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a
Personally,
choice.
I don't think I'd
Soylent
eat him.
Green
Other
must be-
people could eat him, I guess, but not me.
They all just have like a name. Ben.
What would you do with your clone?
With my clone, I would just hang out. I would make more. I would make as many clones as I can. Make a little army.
You gotta be careful. You remember in The Boys, the guy who clones himself and then he's eating his own butthole?
Yeah, and maybe, you know.
Gotta be careful.
That's the thing, is like in the end, all I need is myself, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the truth. I'll create an entire nation. You know, I'll buy an oil rig somewhere and I'll just live there.
The nation of Max.
The nation of Max, you know? And I'll launch my attacks onto other nations.
Who would be the first country you go to war with?
I'll probably be some like weak country, you know, somewhere it's not really
Angora.
probably like Pandora. I would do probably some island somewhere. They probably don't have like a military or something, you know. You could
What's
probably...
that really tiny country between Spain and France? Is that Angora? I think that is Angora.
Maybe, yeah. That's a good target, I think, for initial, and then I can slowly like spread my influence. Like,
oh wait, Angora is a. What the fuck is Angora?
Eventually, I would just, you know, take over the world, and I would just all be me, you know. And I feel like that's because like I can't trust anybody else except myself. So I think that's a perfect society, you know. In that case, you know, just one mind, one person, you know. Not one mind, I guess, because we wouldn't be connected in a hive mind, right? It would just all be dudes that look like me, kind of, I guess.
What if there's dissenting opinions? If there's some sort of dissension? Also, here's Andorra, sitting nestled between France and Spain. You could attack them.
Yeah, I could attack them. And then they have
Maybe if your oil rig was off the coast of, like, Marseille.
Yeah, that would be good. And I could easily then launch my attacks to Spain and to France, you know.
It's a great stronghold.
I would be like Doctor Doom,
Andorra.
basically. Well, he's got like his own country, doesn't he? It's like some like Eastern European-esque country that he has.
It's yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
He's got like a fictional Eastern European country.
Yeah.
Founds, I think.
Because it's so easy to go there and make your own nation.
Because he was born.
He was born
He's
there.
Romanian.
Yeah.
Doom is
Yeah.
Romanian.
But but they now he's Robert Downey Jr.
Now he's Robert Downey Jr.
You know, but well, who cares about these details?
True. I got a question for you because I don't know the answer.
Mm-hmm.
At what point did Turkey say, "All right, stop spelling it like the animal"?
I don't know. How do you say turkey in Turkish? You know?
T, and then you got the U with the little like umlaut dots on top,
Mm-hmm.
and then RKIYE. Turkey.
Well, maybe.
But I don't know when it happened that they decided, hey, you all need to stop spelling it like that, like the bird. We don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's like the that's the. They didn't realize that the turkey as a bird is going to be such a piece of ridicule. You know, like it's going to be ridiculized. You know, so much. Because it was a strong bird back in the day, but then it got like, beta-nized, and it's
it got cuckolded.
Yeah, cuckolded, yeah, exactly, and with the bird theme too, cuckolded is a good word to use.
I got another possible small nation that you could go for first.
Yeah.
Monaco.
But there's so many rich people there. And they
means that and they don't know how to fight.
They have probably private military contractors, you know.
Yeah, if you do like a sneak attack, you know.
Yeah.
You do like a Metal Gear Solid 1, you and all of your clones are like swimming in under the water.
Yeah.
Towards Monaco, and you come up on land in your frog suits in the middle of the night, you know, on the beaches.
And we'll just have all our guns aimed at every resident of Monaco, you know? Let's see what's the population of Monaco? And
that's a good question.
If I make enough clones, then I can maybe make like
You probably outnumber them.
Yeah, exactly. And then I can
2-1.
I can then steal all their assets, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how
Monaco population is 36,000.
That's barely anything. I bet I can make enough
enough,
clones to basically double the output.
Let's find out lowest population country. It might be Monaco.
Yeah.
Or the Vatican.
The Vatican. Oh, but that's tough because then all the Christians are gonna attack me.
Yeah. Also, it's inland.
Yeah, like you can't, because they can start a whole new war against my nation of Max, you know, and then I'll be fucked. Like a crusade coming for my oil rig. I don't know if I'll be able to survive that. You know,
the Vatican does only have a population of 700 though.
So you're saying, is it like? It's a different type of challenge. Is that what you're saying? It's Monaco is like, maybe, you know, there's more people, but you have easy access from the sea. But, you know, in Vatican, there's a lot less people, but they can incite a holy war against my nation of Maxes. So, you know.
All right. Around Vatican City, there's a lot of small island nations that are like owned by still owned by other places. You know?
Okay.
Like you got the Pitcairn Islands, but that's part of the UK.
Yeah.
Tuvalu.
The country is so maybe that'll be a good like nation to attack, because like the UK is so divided now. I can just kind of, you know, step in, take over some little islands that the UK is currently holding, you know, onto. That would be good.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
what one would you go for first?
No, I feel like the Monaco is a good shot, honestly.
Oh,
because like in general,
down from the UK thing.
Yeah.
Already.
No
backbone. Because
you know, you gotta get stats somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I was set up in Monaco, and I then use my influence to affect the politics in these nations before I invade them. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like the easiest way, you know.
It's like Civ.
Yeah, exactly. You have spies in there that will look like me. It'll be pretty easy, pretty shitty spies, honestly. It's just me with a mustache, I just stuck on a mustache as a clone of me.
Yeah, that's gonna be difficult.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe if you kidnap some kind of cosmetic surgeon, and then you have one of your clones. Because although actually, you know what? Yeah, because on the flip side,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna suspect him to be a spy for you because he doesn't look like
He doesn't look like me, but then I have to kidnap a. And if I have Monaco, then it would be a pretty. There's probably definitely like some high-ranking like cosmetic surgeon there that I could probably enslave into a like no enslavement. It's like a capture. But he's like everything. He's got everything. He's taken care of. He's got cars, he's got women, he's got money, but he can't leave.
He's got women.
He's got
Oh, strange thing to add.
It's like
especially seeing as your nation is made up entirely of you.
Well, wow, that's
Cloned.
pretty presumptuous of you, Ben.
No, I'm more just saying, like, where are you getting the women from?
You just you could do stuff.
Are you convincing them to come willingly? I hope. Let's assume you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think it would be so easy. Originally, I thought, oh yeah, being a spy for your country would be hard, but no, actually, it's the easiest thing. Because everybody's gonna, if they find out, oh, we got a spy from Makstopia. Let's try and find the guy that looks like Max. If he just doesn't look like you, he's off scot-free.
Yeah.
They'll never guess.
They'll never know because that's how much effort the MI6 or like CIA puts in. Is like
You've changed your greatest weakness into your greatest strength. Well, that's how much effort they'd put in when they find out they're dealing with Makstopia. Because I would imagine at first everybody thinks you're kind of a joke.
Yeah, because like
it's like, oh, clone nation.
Yeah.
They took Monaco.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an underdog. In this
Exactly.
war. But then I get too big for my britches, and I don't know, start war with the US, and that's when I just get obliterated from the face of the earth,
Not if you take some hostages.
Oh yeah, true.
Not if you take the president, who at this point will be President Donald Trump. Or you could kidnap Vice President J.D. Vance.
Yeah. But then I feel like he flip-flops so much he'll join my nation, if I...
No, I think Trump would still fire the missiles.
Yeah.
If J.D. Vance was in trouble.
Yeah.
He'd be like, this is what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Please don't
you've got
kill
him in
me.
your office, and he's like, he's doing what? No, no.
Dear Donald Trump, please send help. I think he means missiles. He just launch missiles.
It's a coded message.
It's a coded message. He was blinking in the hostage video. His blink said, "Launch nuclear missiles at me."
Don't
right
worry
now.
about me. I'm fine. Just finish the job.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, JD.
my boy, JD.
Whatever you say.
Whatever
he's a hero.
A sacrifice.
As we end the scourge of Makstopia. The Maxlanders.
Yeah. They heard that there is weapons of mass destruction in Makstopia.
Weapons of max destruction.
In Makstopia. I would have to buy them probably. I'm not smart enough to create my own nuclear weapons. I don't think.
You should align with Israel. And then maybe they'll give you some.
Well, maybe get some of their weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's so far away. I don't think there's point of thinking about
you
this
don't want
stuff.
to worry about it.
Because it's just going to
cross
take
those
so
bridges
long.
when you come to it.
But the only kind of bad thing is that if there's like some sort of breakout of some epidemic, I feel like if I'll be susceptible to some disease, I think like an entire nation can
Yeah, your entire nation would crumble because if one of you can catch it, that means the rest of you catch it instantaneously. I guess.
Yeah, and if we're predisposed to dying to that disease, then we'll probably die. I don't know. Maybe I'm predisposed to like cancer of some sort, and then every single Max citizen will die of that particular cancer eventually, you know, which would be pretty sad, honestly. They'll start a GoFundMe, please save Maxtopia.
I mean, it depends. So here's the thing: your clones, will they always come out the same age as you currently are, or can you like do a save state as you currently are and then keep cloning from that point?
If we're thinking about 7-day sort of
yeah, because you're the one who watched
6-day, I mean 6-day, then it's like they have like blanks of humans that then they imprint the DNA onto, basically. So it depends which DNA imprint I would want.
Then.
Yeah, I could have different ages, you know. Yeah. It's like the Foundation. He had the clones of, like, he had the little clone of his child self. He had like a young adult. He had like a adult, and he had an old version of himself of like in that show. So it was pretty interesting. You know, I could have something like that.
Would you have toddler Maxes running around?
Yeah, of course I would. And I would
for morale.
Yeah.
Like, this is who we're fighting for.
And I would
the children, the baby Maxes.
Mm-hmm. And I would be like, you know, I hope they have it better than I did. You know, that's what.
Yep. I'm building a better world for him, by which I mean me, but smaller.
That would be funny. The aliens come around, and they're like, suddenly they had a record of the planet 20 years ago. It's like diverse, you know, and then they come back and it's just me.
Every nation is swarming with you.
That would be cool.
That would be horrible.
That would be horrible, like the aliens. I don't know what I would do if I was them aliens.
The Vulcans up there, like, what the fuck? They look like they were about to get warped, man. What the hell happened? This is such a strange fate.
It's a good Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
We're coming back to
our series that we haven't talked about.
We're coming back
like a year.
Yeah, because they're not making any more. If they made more, then we would talk about it.
You keep saying they're not making any more. You keep saying that, but there's no evidence to show that they've abandoned Star Trek. They're making Strange New Worlds. They've got like 2 seasons.
I'm going for the grief. I'm the last step
Michelle
of grief.
Yeoh TV show. Or what,
it's the last step of grief, which is acceptance. That's what's happening to me right now.
You went through all these stages for nothing. We're gonna get to Strange New World season 3, and you're gonna be like, I never thought we'd be back here.
Yeah, then I'll have like euphoria hit me, you know? That's what I'm setting myself up for, you know? The best drug, you know? You think Star Trek is gone, and then it's not, and you're like,
chemicals.
You know? That's what happens, you know?
That's the noise you make when you realize there's more Star Trek to watch. You make the sound of coming, I guess.
No, I'm saying that was the sound of my euphoria, okay? If I was in public and something, I got really happy, I would have made exactly the same noise.
It's the exact same noise as that.
Yeah.
Regardless of it being a sexual thing or not.
I feel like your brain is rotten. It's soaked through with debauchery.
It's because I'm bad mood. It's because I'm bad mood, Ben.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm bad mood.
True.
Yeah. I'll get over it.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
I'll get over it. Next week will be blessed mood, Ben.
Yeah, I made. I was so happy
Israel has seen Rebel Moon.
I was such a good energy today that like I created a nation of myself. You know. Yeah. Created a beautiful new world.
It's a little conceited, but yeah. I feel so good about making the nation of me.
Mm-hmm. You know,
my clones.
Because like the thing is, like, if I create a nation of me, then I know what I'm getting into. You know, like I know I can expect certain things. You know, but now with all these different people,
because sometimes the person you know the least is yourself.
Myself is me. I'm my greatest worst enemy. Is that what you're saying?
Sometimes that's how it is.
There's gonna be a schism.
What if you made a clone of yourself and you found out that you were actually really annoying to live with?
Wow, thanks, Ben. Thanks.
What?
Wow. That's a bad mood Ben right there coming out.
How would you feel if you made a clone and you were living with them, and then they're the one that decided let's put in like a rota for the chores?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Would you be like, fuck, he's better than me?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I get imposter syndrome from my own clone. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
how would you feel?
I would feel horrible. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when would you kill him then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when the collapse of the Max civilization will happen.
When even one of you does something that's slightly nicer than the other Maxes.
Yeah.
Then your entire civilization.
Yeah, it's
collapses.
like a black hole.
All of Monaco has fallen.
Yeah, it's like a black hole it's like a supernova that collapses in on itself. Eventually. That's what will happen. And there'll be a destruction because we'll be fighting. I'll be fighting myself, and then I push him against the console, and it's a big red button on the console that says "launch nukes." And we'll go and we'll look at each other and go, "Uh-oh," and then, and then I start I didn't even do much, but I will end the world. I wanted to save the world.
Being how the world ends, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to save the world.
And you know what? I'd be fine with it. I'd be happy with it.
Yeah, I wonder what Max is doing.
Because I knew it was my friend Max that did it.
You'll be like, but I want to talk to the Max
himself.
I recorded the podcast with. But I have memories of Max that I recorded the podcast. No, I want the real Max,
Oh, I'd probably end up getting a different Max every week.
Yeah,
and then you'd keep talking about the same shit because you didn't know the last one spoke about it.
Yeah,
and be like, you talked about this the last 3 weeks, and you'd be like, I forgot. The war on Monaco has just been so intense. I keep forgetting.
You spoke about it. We already talked about the war on Monaco. I like the idea. I think I would if I take over the world, I would keep you as my my I don't know, in a cage
advisor.
No, in a cage. A gilded
Why
cage.
Why do I have to be in a cage?
In a gilded cage, though.
I'll be honest. I'm not going anywhere near your country.
But I'm coming to you, Max Nation, coming to your country tomorrow.
Coming to your streets.
Down your streets.
7,000 more Maxes have just entered the UK via boats and lorries.
If there was only a way to filter them out, find them. But it's just so slippery. We can't tell the difference. We can't tell.
Catch them.
Yeah, you can't catch them.
Yeah.
They come here.
The Maxes are taking our jobs.
They work here illegally. They're not.
Yeah, nowadays you go to any Tesco's, there's at least 2 Maxes in there.
Working the cashiers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You go to the GP office and there'll be a GP Max there too. And why can't it be not a Max?
Your GP will be Maxes now. And they're sending all their money back to Makstopia.
That's a great idea, Ben. I didn't even think of that. That's how I do it. That's how you win. That's how I
slowly drain.
I conquer the world with cheap labor.
and none of them can complain about it because they're all you. It's all their idea.
It's all their idea, and that's
You're all unified on this front.
Yeah, it's great.
That's a good idea.
Such a good idea.
I look forward to the invasion of the Maxtopian clones of Max. But until then, that'll be the end of Dead Ensigns.
That'll be the end.
This has been. You know what? I'm turning around. Beloved mood Ben now.
A little smile appears on your face. You had to frown, and now it goes like ping, as you smile.
Yeah, as teeth are out. There's a little shine.
Yeah, and then
in the corner.
Yeah, and where can they message good vibes to you, Ben?
Well, if you'd like to send some more good vibes, you can email them to deadensigns@gmail.com, or you can write them on a comment on our YouTube channel, Dead Ensigns, where you can also listen to the podcast. And if you go there, you could subscribe and like as well, and all that stuff. But if you don't want to use YouTube, you can use Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, yada, 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 all that stuff. And on each of those individual areas, you can also save or subscribe and rate the podcast and all that good stuff. Until next time, farewell. Bye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.